Grand Theft Auto: The Trilogy. The definitive edition is a 2021 compilation of 3 action-adventure games in the Grand Theft Auto series: Grand Theft Auto 3 2001, Grand Theft Auto Vice City 2002, and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas 2004. It was developed by Grove Street Games, and published by Rockstar Games. All 3 games are remastered, with visual enhancements and gameplay upgrades. The games feature different protagonists and locations within the same continuity. Grand Theft Auto 3 follows silent protagonist Claude in Liberty City, Vice City, set in 1986, features ex-mobster Tommy Vercetti in Vice City, and San Andreas, set in 1992, follows gangster Carl C.J. Johnson in San Andreas. The 2-year development focused on maintaining the look and feeling of the original games. The physics code was copied from the originals, and artificial intelligence was used to automatically upscale textures. The development team studied the distinctive qualities of the original games. They added several coloring, weathering, and lighting effects, as well as new assets from Grand Theft Auto V 2013. The team consulted with the original developers at Rockstar North when upgrading the character designs. Prior to release, existing versions of the 3 games were removed from sale from digital retailers, which led to criticism from audiences and journalists. The definitive edition was released for Microsoft Windows, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X on the 11th of November 2021, and is scheduled for release on Android and iOS devices in the first half of 2022. The Windows launch was marred by problems with the Rockstar Games launcher, rendering it unplayable for 3 days. The game received mixed reviews. Critics praised the enhanced visuals, upgraded lighting, improved controls, and added gameplay mechanics, but criticized its technical issues and some character models. The game was the subject of review bombing on Metacritic. They are action-adventure games played from a third-person perspective wherein players complete missions, linear scenarios with set objectives, to progress through the story. Outside of missions, players can freely roam the open world and have the ability to complete optional side missions. 3, 4, 5. Some areas of the games become unlocked as the player progresses through the storyline. 5, 6, 7. Grand Theft Auto 3 is set in Liberty City, loosely based on New York City. 8. It follows a silent protagonist, Claude, who is betrayed and left for dead by his girlfriend during a robbery and embarks on a quest for revenge that leads him to become entangled in a world of crime, drugs, gang warfare, and corruption. 3. Vice City, set in 1986 in the titular Vice City, based on Miami. 9. Follows mobster Tommy Vercetti who, after being released from prison and becoming caught up in an ambushed drug deal, begins slowly building an empire by seizing power from other criminal organizations in the city. 7. San Andreas is set in 1992 within the fictional state of San Andreas, consisting of 3 main cities: Los Santos based on Los Angeles, San Fierro based on San Francisco, and Las Venturas based on Las Vegas. The game follows former gangster Carl C.J. Johnson, who returns home following his mother's murder and is drawn back into his former gang and a life of crime while clashing with corrupt authorities and powerful criminals. 5. All 3 games are remastered for the definitive edition, including a rebuilt lighting system, upgraded vehicle and character models, new navigation and heads-up display designs, and improved shadows, reflections, and draw distances. The controls were also updated to match those of Grand Theft Auto V 2013, and the checkpoint system was improved to allow for an automatic restart. On Nintendo Switch, the game includes gyro aiming and touchscreen support. 10. Some music tracks and cheats from the original versions of the games were removed. They are action-adventure games played from a third-person perspective wherein players complete missions, linear scenarios with set objectives, to progress through the story. Outside of missions, players can freely roam the open world and have the ability to complete optional side missions. 3, 4, 5. Some areas of the games become unlocked as the player progresses through the storyline. 5, 6, 7. Grand Theft Auto 3 is set in Liberty City, loosely based on New York City. 8. It follows a silent protagonist, Claude, who is betrayed and left for dead by his girlfriend during a robbery and embarks on a quest for revenge that leads him to become entangled in a world of crime, drugs, gang warfare, and corruption. 3. Vice City, set in 1986 in the titular Vice City, based on Miami. 9. Follows mobster Tommy Vercetti who, after being released from prison and becoming caught up in an ambushed drug deal, begins slowly building an empire by seizing power from other criminal organizations in the city. 7. San Andreas is set in 1992 within the fictional state of San Andreas, consisting of 3 main cities: Los Santos based on Los Angeles, San Fierro based on San Francisco, and Las Venturas based on Las Vegas. The game follows former gangster Carl C.J. Johnson, who returns home following his mother's murder and is drawn back into his former gang in a life of crime while clashing with corrupt authorities and powerful criminals. 5. All 3 games are remastered for the Definitive Edition, including a rebuilt lighting system, upgraded vehicle and character models, new navigation and heads-up display designs, and improved shadows, reflections, and draw distances. The controls were also updated to match those of Grand Theft Auto V 2013, and the checkpoint system was improved to allow for an automatic restart. On Nintendo Switch, the game includes gyro aiming and touchscreen support. 10. Some music tracks and cheats from the original versions of the games were removed.